Okay, so this is my first video. Um, I'm not a scholar. I'm just going to put some ideas out there that I think about for people to weigh and consider. Now, just so you know where I'm coming from, my wife is from Russia. She grew up in the Soviet Union, the same time I grew up in the United States during the Cold War. She is a Marxist-Leninist, follower of Karl Marx and Vladimir Lenin. So Karl Marx's a quote would be, workers of the world unite. That would be one. With Lenin, he had a quote about history where he said there are decades where nothing happens, and there are weeks where decades happen. Now, I'm a Marxist-Leninist, but not Karl and Vladimir, but Groucho and John Lennon. So, John Lennon, we know, quote his, all you need is love. And then, of course, Groucho Marx. I think Groucho Marx's philosophy is in a quote he said once, is that if you're in jail, a good friend will try to bail you out. But your best friend will be in the cell next to you saying, damn, that was fun. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. But now today is the July 4th, 2026, the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, and the 200th anniversary of the death of both John Adams and Thomas Jefferson. So our country was founded on these ideas, and the main idea being that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So, this is what we're based upon, and it does seem nowadays maybe things more than ever before in the past that those principles are being pushed aside. Some people just don't believe them anymore. And I think a lot of people never really quite understood them. So I want to go over what they meant to those guys at the time. So we say we hold these truths to be self-evident. Well, today people would say, well, they're not so self-evident. People don't look equal. But the idea came from in 1599, a minister, I think he was an Anglican minister in England, and he wrote that all men are created equal because they have the capacity to reason and they can tell right from wrong. And of course, being a minister, he believed this was instilled in us by God, with humans being in the image and likeness of the Creator. So that's where that idea comes from. John Locke got that idea from Richard Hooker, and Jefferson got the idea from John Locke. So that's what it means. It's not that we all are the same or we all have equal ability. It's that we all have the ability to reason. We don't necessarily all reason well, but we have the ability. And we have the ability to tell right from wrong. When we can't tell right from wrong, that's the definition of insane. Legally, in our courts today, if you can't tell right from wrong, you're considered insane. Okay? So, the other line in there is the pursuit of happiness. Now, they always use Jefferson and all the founders. They relied heavily on Aristotle, the Greek, and the Roman Cicero for their ideas. And Aristotle's idea of happiness was it's the consequence of living a productive life. And you led a productive life by being virtuous. Now, their virtues was not Christian virtues, but it was virtues that were like a good mean. So between cowardice and rashness would be courage. So we had a list of virtues, and a virtuous person would lead a life that would lead to happiness. Some of them, Greeks even suggested, you can't tell whether a person lived a happy life until the end of their life, because it's a consequence of what they've done in their life. Now, that's a far cry from the idea that, oh, it's a good feeling. Happiness is a good feeling. Oh, I feel happy. It was never meant to be a subjective state. It was a overall condition. Both Aristotle and Plato believed that, let's say a person is born like here, and they have the potential for being way up here, and the ideal political arrangement would be to get the citizens from here up to there. Now, the founders didn't go that far. They felt just to try to make it work, because with Plato and Aristotle, they were not going to reach that ideal. But it was always a guideline for them. They always strived for that. Political leaders over the year strive for that. They never made it kings and czars and everything. They never really kept that, but it was kept in mind by people as the like the North Star, what to shoot for. Of course, then from Machiavelli to Madison, the idea was, well, let's bring it down to reality. Let's see what works. And so it wasn't a great idea. It was just like, let's make it work. And the best way to make it work is base government on rational self-interest. Well, we got the self-interest part. The rational part, well, not so good. We wouldn't be destroying the planet if we were rational. So anyway, so this is just like the first of my videos. I'm just doing this really to get accustomed on how to do it. I'm a total amateur at this. I spend all night working on the lighting, even how to get the computer to work. So anyway, so that's that. So I think I'll do my next video very shortly on the separation of church and state, because that's a hot topic now. And again, I think that's one that people have some confusions about. A lot of disagreements and a lot of confusion. So anyway, so this is it. This is, again, my first video. Let's see any other points there. That's about it. So happy 4th of July. This 4th of July 2026. Don't be sad. Things I just hope will get better. I just hope they will. If we stay true to the goals, or the ideas, I should say, and let those ideas be the foundation for our system of government and justice. So, this is my first test video, so there you go. Thanks.